Hello, and thank you so much for joining me for Tune In Tuesday. My name is Sharon Rogers, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Wells, Maine in the United States. And every second and fourth Tuesday, I like to bring you an online class. Now, this is actually part 2 in a 2-part series based on the Sweet Thoughts, Memories, and More line of products. They make quick and easy cards, and there is no end to the possibilities because you can mix and match all day long. About halfway through this video, I'll come back and show you how you can get the class kit so that you can create these projects. But let's go ahead and start creating. We're going to bring in some of these different patterns, and we're going to alter these two just a bit before mounting onto one of these card bases. So this reminds me of like the 70s. Like, I really wasn't paying attention in the 70s because I was still in elementary school, but the colors and the flower patterns all remind me of the 70s. I'm going to cut this in half. So remember, it's 3 inches wide. I'm going to cut it in half so that it is 1.5 inches wide. So I can get 2 of these out of here, which would be great. Same thing with this one. So I could do something very similar to what I'm doing right now with another pattern, because I have more of these available to me. So see how this just brings in the pecan pie that's in the card base over here. We do something like that. Go ahead. And I'm just checking to make sure that my borders on the top left and bottom are all the same. And then because these are 2 halves, this is going to be just what we need. I'm going to butt that right up there. There we go. I'm using that edge to align. So there we have that. Make sure your words are right side up, which mine are. All right. Let's bring in a happy. And I think we probably should put this up on dimensionals. We need some dimension on this particular piece of, or on this card. We don't have any yet. Support the middle, especially because it's got sticky in the middle. I don't want the middle sagging and then sticking to my card base because it's already got adhesive on it. That's why it's a good idea to use more rather than less. There's my happy. And let's go with anniversary on this one. Yeah. And we need something a little bit thinner. I'm going to cut my dimensional in half again. I did on another card. Sticks to my scissors. All right. Put one over here as well. Take off the backings. And we're gonna go just right here. Kind of split that middle. Maybe we can bring in some of these. And let's see. I probably want this color and maybe the peach or the yellow. Maybe the peachish ones, which I know it's not peach. It's not one of our colors. What color would that be? It's probably petal pink. Yeah, it's probably petal pink. Just vary it up a little bit. And there we have another card. Quick and simple. All right. Pretty peacock base. And let's bring in these beautiful butterflies. This one would go with either base, obviously, because it's got both the pretty peacock and the calypso coral in it. You know, this one would have looked nice probably too, maybe with that paintbrush sticker. Oh, missed opportunity there. But of course, you could do that one instead. Now that you know. If you order your own card pack, well, you could have remembered both of these because there's double the amount in what I'm showing you. So let's bring in this You Are My Sunshine. And let's get that so it's about the same. I think if we cut it at 1 1/4. Yeah, that looks good. And we can bring this over here. We need a little something on this edge here. Let's go ahead and bring in a little bow that we tie here. Bows are so much easier to tie in the air than on a card, I think, at least for me. There, that's nice. Okay, I just did hear that there. Almost looks like it's wrapped around there too, doesn't it? But it's not. All right, let's bring in, ooh, we could use a mini glue dot, or we could probably use a couple of mini glue dots. Now at the moment, I'm not sure where my mini glue dots are, so I'm just gonna take some that are left over from my paper pumpkin kit. And we're gonna pop this up on dimensionals first. You know, I probably could pop that up on dimensionals as well. What do you think about that? So yeah, maybe I'll use dimensionals to pop this up. Good idea, Sharon. Here we go. Just take a dimensional here. We'll put it right like this. And I want to make my ends kind of, my bow pieces symmetrical. This one a little bit larger. And there we go. Got that popped up. There we go. And let's go ahead and use some dots. We'll put one right in that flower right there. And we can put one down here. Let's try a little bit of an open space there. And then we need a triangle. So 1, 2, how about there in the middle of that wing? Another card down. Now this next card is an example of a card where I'm not going to use the envelopes and card bases. I'm going to just bring in a piece of basic black that is 5.5 by 8.5, scored and folded in half at 4 1/4. And I'm going to use this large butterfly. Now remember, this is 4 by 6, and normally a card front on here is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. So we need to cut off 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to do that from each side. So I'm going to take off 3/8 of an inch because that's half of 3/4 from both sides. I know some of you are not math fans. However, I used to be a math teacher, so I'm fairly comfortable with it. And the reason why I chose a black cardstock is because of the butterfly's body. That was black, so I thought it would tie it in all nicely together. Let's go ahead and adhere that down. I'm going to put something else up on dimensionals, so that's why I'm not using dimensionals here. Post office doesn't like it when you get too many layers of dimensionals deep. The cards get stuck in their machines, and it's costly to them. All right, and let's go ahead and look at our sticker options here. So we do have this beautiful sticker that we could put on the inside to decorate, but I think that would be a waste in this particular case. I'm not going to do that, but I am going to use one of the happies on the outside. Let's go ahead and put this on dimensionals. I'm going to raise it up and make it extra happy. There's one. And I want to make sure that this definitely all stays up and doesn't kind of get stuck down into the card and make it wavy looking. I'm going to use 3 dimensionals here. There we go. If we kind of put this right here. Happy what? There must be a happy birthday on here somewhere. Yes, and we have a choice of colors, don't we? We can have it in Pool Party or we can have it in Calypso Coral. And I think I will choose the Calypso Coral here. And so if I just put this down here, let's try something like that. We've got a happy birthday right there. And let's bling this up a little bit. Again, we could use all sorts of different bling, but let's go ahead and stick with the dots. Let's go ahead and find some colors in here. So flowers usually, often have yellow centers. So let's put a little yellow center there. And maybe we can, let's try a different color here. Let's try one of these peachy kind of colors up here. And I think we need some sort of a bluish. So 1, 2, we want to have some sort of triangle going on. I think we're gonna go ahead and, let's see, that one's kind of big, but if I put it up here, that's not bad. It's a big center, but it's okay. It's a larger flower. So we have our odd number of embellishments, and we've got happy birthday. Turn our attention to the inside. I've chosen this bright, beautiful print. This other side, moments to remember. If I were journaling, I would want to maybe keep this if this were part of a scrapbook page, but I'm really just a card maker, so I would not use this side, so I'm going to use the other side because that would pop right against that black. So remember, this size is 3 by 4, so I've gone ahead and I've cut another 3 by 4 piece of basic white. I'm just going to lay that in there like that. And there is our other note card. There we go. Another bling option that would look nice here would be the rhinestones, because they would sparkle and shine. If you would like to receive the class kit so that you can create the projects I'm creating here tonight, simply place an order of $35 or more in my online store. You can find the link to that in the description of this video. And it's got a special host code attached. It's already worked into the link so that I know your order is intended so that you can receive the class kit. Now, because we're in Sale-a-bration, if you place an order of $50 or more, not only will you receive the class kit, but at your time of checkout, you can select a Sale-a-bration item for free. Did you know that the cards and envelopes that I'm using tonight, those bases and the coordinating envelopes, they are a Sale-a-bration item, but you can select anything that you'd like. And if your order is $70 or more, I'm going to provide you with not only tonight's class kit, but the class kit from part 1 of this 2-part series. If you missed part 1, you can check it out at the end of this video. There will be a link at the very end that'll take you to that. Now let's get back to creating. Calypso coral base, and this 4x6 piece is meant for that, of course, you can see. So hello, beautiful. I'm sure you have a friend that you could brighten their day with this little sentiment. I'll just put that right on the base. And let's bring in some flowers, shall we, from our stickers. So let's bring in these kinds that are right here, so we could, you know, maybe do this. And let's see, we have a darker one here. Oh, is this a darker one? This is a darker one, the same size. Oh, we could probably do something like this. And then let's bring in a different color. Let's bring in this one. So we could bring in that one. So, yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. We'll pop this one up on dimensionals. And I'm gonna I have a half of one hanging out here. I'm gonna bring that in just again, because that dimension, I don't want all that stickiness really sticking down. Let's see if we can take this up just a little bit. We'll stick this one down after we get this one down. Probably should have started that way anyway. There we go. Let's add some bling to it. We'll add a pretty, oh, I guess we could have a bigger one in here, couldn't we? Let's see. Do I want the same color? Or do I want a different color? I think I want a different color. There we go. That was a really quick and easy one. We're back to our pretty peacock. And let's bring in this particular piece, and we could use it just as it is, maybe even put a piece of lemon lolly underneath it. That would look nice. But here's another unique way. And again, I have to give credit to Kay Cogbill for this idea. We're just going to fussy cut around it, and I know that's not everyone's favorite, but we're not doing it on many of the cards. All right, now, if I bring this up a little closer, you can see that some areas there's a little bit larger border and some there's not. But when I put it on this background, because it's got that same pretty peacock color in there, it all disappears and looks fine. So it doesn't have to be meticulously cut. Let's go ahead and bring in some ribbon again. For lengths, we're going to need 2 feet of this. Wrap this around the inside, make sure it's not twisted on the back. The beautiful thing about this is we can tie our bow and then we can figure out the rest of it a little bit. Ooh, I might have cut a little bit too much on this one. Yeah, my ends are pretty long here. Did I measure 5 lengths? I'm gonna have to check. I didn't measure 5 lengths, but it is a very healthy 4. Okay, I'll just rearrange this so that the ends kind of come the way we want them to. There we go. And I can slide this over to the edge. Again, it's got a knot there, but it's really very, very thin ribbon, so it doesn't make a very huge knot. It's not a thick knot. I'm going to take this piece and pop it up on dimensionals over my ribbon. Now this is made of cardstock weight, so I don't really need quite as many dimensionals. Probably because it will hold up. Let's see, we're gonna put that right over here somewhere. All right, something like that. Like that. There we go. That's pretty. And you can fuss with your bow again if you want to. I think I do want to make it a little bit smaller, just so that it's smaller than the focal point there. All right. And let's see. We need a sentiment. So we could bring in one of the happies again. And, or we could bring in the You Are Sweet. Oh, this is a couple of different ones. So what we could do is You Are, and then Sweet right below it. There we go. That's good. And I noticed when I was grabbing the You Are Sweet, we've got some of these. So let's go ahead and stick some of these around just to add to our design. I'll stick one down here too, I think. It's a little bit longer than I want, but I think what I have in there is a dimensional blocking the way. I'm gonna just tear some of that off. There we go. I put a second one on there, or you could leave that for later. But there is a pretty quick and simple card here. You Are Sweet. We can decorate the inside once we see what we have left over, or with some stamps. All right, Calypso Coral Base. Now I come to this card and you can do hard things. I don't really have any stickers that seem to, like the paintbrush is the right size, but it doesn't really go with the flowers that are over here. I could use this little bluish frame, but again, like I don't know what I'm gonna put in the frame there. I could, again, same problem with this. Flowers don't really match. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do a little surgery on this, and I'm gonna cut off that sentiment. And I can see from my ditch or from my cutting blades when I'm going to miss it. So there we have this piece. And this other side coordinates pretty nicely. So let's do that. Let's kind of play around with this. Now we do have some other things. We have this metallic kind of strip that we could put down the center to kind of join those, to make the seam a little bit less noticeable. Let's see, let's figure out how we want our flowers. Here we go. So we could put the seam down. I don't think I like that with that particular background, however. So let's maybe bring in this one. Got this nice strip that can come down there. Yeah, let's do that. We set that aside for a minute while I go ahead and adhere these pieces down. I'm just butting those right up together because I know that they were made to fit on a card front here. I'm going to go right down to the bottom and right up to the top, using this grid line over here to help me align it. I can flip this over. There we go. Now let's see, I do have happy left. Yep, that's what's going to go there. We'll bring in our dimensionals again, pop that up. Happy. Let's line it up there. Happy, happy what? We could go happy birthday. Happy life, if it's for a wedding maybe. Happy today. Happy smile. We could do a happy hello. Yeah, I think I do like that better. Let's do a happy hello. We need, I'm going to use the edge of my dimensionals here. Just a happy hello. Add in some flowers. Let's see where we want them here. That's the tough part, is deciding where we want our flowers. We have a lot to use up. Let's see. I think up there, down there, and right down there. There we go, and that's a cheerful, cheerful card ready to go. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you agree with me that the Sweet Thoughts Memories and More line of products is just bright and cheery and perfect for making quick and easy but beautiful cards. Now don't forget, if you would like the class kit and you'd like to take advantage of Sale-a-bration, you need to do so by the end of February. So you just have a few days to place that order. However, if you don't really care about the Sale-a-bration items, technically for this class kit, you have until March 3rd, March 3rd, Sunday, March 3rd, to place your order and get that class kit for free. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week, and I will see you in a couple weeks.